Does irregular bottle shapes bother you? Yeah, sometimes me too. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Whiskey Catapult, where we catapult around the world trying whiskeys from all over the world. Today, I'm going to review the Balblair 15-year-old Highland Scotch single malt whiskey. So, we're catapulting over to Scotland, Highland, etc. Kind of said that out of order, but oh well. So this one is 46% ABV, natural color, non-chill filtered, everything you want to see. Matured initially in American oak ex-bourbon cask, followed by a rich influence of first fill Spanish oak butts. So butts are not the largest cask that you can have, but they're in that range. And it does not say for how long, unfortunately. So whatever time period that exists. It's very light. There's some sweetness and some faint oak. Little bit of dark fruit in there. A little bit of barrel spice. It's a good nose. It's just not like jumping out of the glass. Really got to stick it in there. That's what she said. There we go. Much more prominent on the palate. It's sweet, but it's dark. It's got this like deep, rich fruit in there. A little bit of barrel spice. Very faint oak at kind of the base. A little bit nutty. You get kind of hits of the sherry kind of in there intermittently. That's nice. Yeah. Okay. Light on the finish, so it's stronger on the palate, but you still get some of that deep fruit, some of that nuttiness, a little bit of sweetness, kind of like powdered sugar. But it does linger, even though it is kind of on the lighter side. So I'd always heard good things about Balblair. I decided to pick this one up because a lot of the YouTubers that I watch had it on their list of really good ones that you can get. So I picked it up. I didn't realize that I should have gotten Balblair before they did their rebrand. They kind of had this like Northern Light style on their box and stuff like that, and just I don't know. It never appealed to me when I was starting up. I didn't really hear too much about them back then, but missed my opportunity, and now we got the newer releases. Not to say the new releases are bad, but I heard amazing things about their previous release before the rebrand. So it kind of goes to show you, I guess. Either way. But what stands out, obviously, is the bottle. I mean, this is a very narrow, ovally kind of bottle. It's got a very long neck, which makes it easier to pour, which I do appreciate, but takes up more space on the shelf. Unless you turn it sideways, in which case you can't see the label, in which case I don't know why you would present it that way. But what I do appreciate is the longer neck on this one. I've got bottles that I like the design on, like Bladnock. These square bottles sit really nicely on the shelf. I like the design of it personally, nice heavy base, but this neck is an issue for me because anytime I pour it, some of it always gets on the side, and I feel like a few drops of whiskey get wasted every time I pour it, and that can add up for a bottle. That could be one final dram that you didn't have. So I always find that interesting with certain bottles. You know, you can't beat the classic tall style, long neck, really easy to pour. They're not too tall to where they sit on your shelf. I've got some that are really tall. They're more in like the wine style, like Penderin. Penderin is much taller, longer neck, obviously, but I don't know. I've had to adjust shelves to get those to fit on before, so they're not quite as universally adaptable. But for me, it's really just this extra long neck here. If they're stumpy, I have a hard time with them. I'm not a big fan. I like this a little bit better, but decent sized grip. I don't know. I think it's fine. And where I've got this stored, I've got it up on the side so it can kind of sit in between some bottles. So it's the only Balblair I own, so I kind of know what it is. Hmm. It's almost got a little bit of a dustiness now. Nose is coming through a little bit more. It's not quite as light as it was beforehand. But still get that sweetness, faint oak, dark fruits. Yeah. Palate's where it's at for this one. Dark fruits are really nice. Good barrel spice. Still a little nutty, but I think that's from the sherry. And yeah, towards the end, you just kind of get a little wave of sherry here and there that just kind of pops in. It's interesting. Add a few drops of water. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's kind of my sweet spot. I know some people add just like a teaspoon or whatever. I can, you know, I can measure it out. 5 drops, pretty easy to keep track of. Not over killing it. I've definitely drowned some whiskeys before, so if you don't have yourself a little dropper, it's worth picking up and having one on hand. I didn't think the nose could get a little fainter, but here we are. Still get some of the dark fruits. Little bit of spice. Almost has a little bit of dryness on the nose now. That's kind of hard to describe. I think I like it a little bit better without water on the nose, but it feels like it softened it up just a little too much. But it's already pretty light to begin with. Mm-mm. Okay. Palate's still good and flavorful. Still sweet. Dark fruits. It's not changing too much. It's a little bit creamy. Just a tad. I'd say the viscosity is what's changed more than anything. It's not necessarily oily, but creaminess is the best way I could describe that. The sherry's coming through. It hits a little softer, but I like that. The first one was just kind of like you get a hit of sherry here and there. This one's kind of like a wave of sherry. There's kind of pops through here and there. It's a much smoother and much better experience. I know people don't like saying smooth in the whiskey industry, but is what it is. It's a descriptive term. Okay. The finish is still light. It didn't kill the finish. I was a little worried about that after it kind of diluted the nose a little bit. But yeah, that's still lingering. Still got that deep fruit, that nuttiness. Still has that kind of powdered sugar sweetness on there. Yeah. This one's pretty nice. Yeah. If you've never had Balblair before, I know they also have a 12-year that's a little bit more on the entry side. This one wasn't cheap. In my market, I think I paid 110 to 115 for this one. And if I hadn't heard good things about it, I would have been kind of skeptical on that price. It's a little tough to recommend at that price, if I'm being perfectly honest. It's good. It's enjoyable whiskey, but for that price and this age statement, I'd kind of want the nose and the finish to kind of rise up to where the palate's at, and it just doesn't. So I think I'm going to have to say this is more in the try it range. It is good, it's enjoyable, I'm liking it, but the price for me is what's killing it. So I'd say if you can get this for about 90, 95 bucks, I think you're good. I think it's worth that. Anything over 100, I don't know. I have a hard time recommending it for that price, to be honest. So it really just kind of depends on your budget, your market, and stuff. But there's nothing bad about it, which I like. Obviously, that's kind of what you shoot for a whiskey. But when you look at price and balance and stuff like that, just I don't know. It doesn't stack up for me at that price. I've had other whiskeys that are in that same price range that are better that I'd be okay with paying that for. This one's a little bit much. So, but that's me. So, yeah. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button and subscribe to see where we catapult off to next. Cheers.